All right, let's give this a quick whirl, guys. This is my financial tracking that I made for us, and it's a quick little orientation video, okay, and why it's important and what is expected. Okay, so I put this little cheesy thing down here that I put. If it's not measured, it's not managed, and that's all we're doing really. This is not a miracle uh, calculator or anything. No gimmicks on this. All this is for transparency, so that we can see exactly where we're at with our finances. And I've been using this for a few years now, and it works amazingly. It's very easy. I mean, you can do this on paper. It's all we're doing is balancing the like life's checkbook, so to speak. But we're letting the computer do most of the work because we forget we're working professionals, and some of us are parents and stuff. So well, you guys are parents, I'm not. That's why I said some. But you have a lot of other responsibilities, and to be thinking about this bill, that bill, did it get paid, did it not get paid? And that's what this helps with. Okay. um, so let's get into it. Okay. Step number one: identify and record every income source you bring home. So that's paychecks, rents, side jobs. You clean someone's house, you rake someone's yard, and you make an extra, you make an extra $100, $120. Boom. You put that down there. This is going to reflect a total credit that you have for the month of January. Okay. Let's just say you did that at the very end of the year. I don't know why. Whatever. Right. This is just to see where you're making your money. Let's just say you have two people making paychecks, right? So the second would be here, have the same dates, etc., whatever the case might be. This is just to see the frequencies. It has really nothing to do with the bottom line, but I encourage you to use it so that you can start to organize and feel the patterns of your financial flow. Okay, when is the money coming in? When is it going out? Same thing here. You paid it on the first, obviously. You're just going to put those down there, and that way you can expect it come the next month. You'll start to feel that, again, that financial flow. Very important. It's also important to write down or to record every bill, whether it's a $5 Pandora, right? I have subscription here, so I just added them all up, right? This is my Netflix, Pandora, Apple Pay, or Apple Music, etc. And then also at the bottom we have things like clothing. I spent $30 on some socks and some whatever shirts. Gasoline was only $100. Fast food I spent 100. That's not realistic. It's probably gonna be more like a little bit more expensive. But anyway, you can start to see as these things increase, so does your bills. So does the relationship between how much money you made and how much money is required for the month of January in 2022. And that difference is going to be called a monthly variance. And the name of this game here in this level January, we'll call it, if you want to think about it as a game, is to make sure that this monthly variance is a positive number. Right now it's not, it's a negative number. So in step two, we're identifying every bill, every expense, every financial provision. And what I mean by that is like even savings, right? Like your savings, if you're putting away money for savings, you have to write that down too, because that's money coming out of your account and going into somewhere else. Even though it's going into your savings account, it's not money that you're spending. It's not an asset like that. It's not a liquid asset. We can talk about that later. But right now, I just want to help you understand that even this is considered a bill. Okay, your savings, the $20 that you're putting away. If you're lucky to have the $20 to put away, some people are going to be negative that they don't even have that money, right? Like in this case. In this case here, we're in the whole $250. We have to find out how to shave off that $250. Otherwise, it's going to come over here and haunt us for February. Now we got to come up with it over here, because guess what? It never goes away. You might forget about it because it's an unpleasant thing, right? That bill, but it never goes away. They'll find you. The bill collectors never forget, right? So let's have that same type of memory too. It gives us that superpower. Okay, so once we write down all of our bills and other expenses, restaurant checks, save your receipts, put them into a box, and every time you go out to the gas station, you put gas in your car and you buy yourself an energy drink. That energy drink has to be recorded. right? Every bill. See that? Every bill. That's very important because that's going to really give you that purview, right? That picture that you're looking for. So what I'm asking you to do is, if this is a financial diet, it's the equivalence of just like getting naked and looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, okay, so what do I got? All right, maybe I should start on my legs. Maybe I should start, oh, I don't like how my shoulders look. They're a little too big, make me look broad. Let me work on my shoulders, etc. That's what we're doing here. We're assessing what needs the work first. So that way you can push harder the next round, the next level. And it gets easier, I promise. I'm living, breathing example of that. I promise it gets easier. We just have to find out where we're at financially. Okay. And that's going to be the importance. We're writing everything down. We're recording every bill. And what you can do is, like, you don't have to jot down, you don't have to put down, a Red Bull, right? You're not going to put down something silly like this, however much they cost. I don't know. Right. We're not doing that. We're just going to add them all up and put them in under, I don't know, receipts, if you want to do that. Okay. I put them down under miscellaneous on mine. Here it is right here. And, even if it's, I don't know, $240, right? Maybe you do have you're smoking, you have a smoking addiction and you have a Red Bull addiction, and both of those things are really expensive, and you do multiple per day. It adds up to $240. And that's pretty, that's kind of normal if you think about it, right? That's $8. That's cigarettes and a Red Bull every day. 8 times 3 is exactly 240, or, 24 times the 10. So in other words, this is kind of a realistic thing. If you shave that off, all of a sudden, look at your variance. Anyway, we'll get into that later. I just want to show you the power behind it, okay, and why it's important to write down exactly what you're putting, what's coming out of your account. It's very important because, as you can see, every time I'm typing stuff up, it has a cause and effect to the next month. It doesn't forget. But also, let's just say somebody else is living with you. You have 2 payments now. Here's the positive side of this, okay? Because I don't. You're probably thinking, well, why the hell am I going to do this? This is such a drab story. I know, I'm broke, right? But here's the thing. Let's just say you have 2 of these and you're getting paid $450. You got a new job or whatever. Your roommate's working and they can make some more money for you. Look at that go up. Now you have $657 over what you were originally calling for. That's what we're looking for. And it doesn't forget, which means that is now an income. You just wrote yourself a $657 check for you to live in February with. You're not going to spend that money. That's not a very wise decision. You worked really hard. You sacrificed to make that money happen. Okay? So now we try to keep that positive. It may not always be positive, okay? Some stuff comes up. Let's just say you have an outstanding bill that really needs to get taken care of. That's a $600 bill. Boom. The bill's paid. You don't have anybody after you, but you're in a funk. You're in a $170 funk. But the bill's paid. Good for you. No collections. Maybe we can start working on maybe not eating fast food. All right, now we're only $78 in the hole. We want to be at 0 or plus. So, hey, guess what? We're not buying any shirts this month. Boom. Oh, did I? I think I left that as a negative. Okay, so the groceries. We shave off the $70 off the groceries, right? Right here. This is where we can make the savings, or maybe you don't deposit $60 into your savings for this month because you can't. You paid a big bill. Okay, that's okay. It was savings. We don't want to have negative. So now we just have to find $20 somewhere, right? That could be the straight off of the groceries. Let's just say you spend $200 in groceries. This is just a simple. I'm just showing you how to play the game. Okay. Now we spent $200 in groceries. Guess what? Now we have $32 that are going to get sent over to March. We played the game and we won. Sometimes we're not going to win. Sometimes, let's just say we could not. We really needed that $250. It was eggs or whatever we really needed to eat. And we can't. That $18 is going to come over here. But I tell you what, that $18 is a lot better than whatever we had here before, right? $300. It allows you to play the game and gain the advantage. Once you gain that advantage, you can evaluate the monthly variances. That's what we're saying with these numbers here. Okay. Once you can do that, you can play the builds in a way where you can strategize. Otherwise, you're just being reactionary, right? You're just drowning in a pool and there's no way to really stay afloat. Well, now you're kind of learning how to swim. Now you're learning how to stay afloat. This is what that means, stay afloat. When they say you're underwater, this is what that means. When you're underwater, you're negative. You see those parentheses? That means you're negative $918. That money has to come somewhere. If it's not, then again, it's going to come right over here and bite you in the ass in March. That's the reality behind it. Finances don't forget. So the main thing with this, by the way, is you want to stay aware, which means, okay, saving your receipts, staying truthful, right? If you spend that money on cigarettes or a lap dance or something that you shouldn't be spending it on, hey, you got to put it down there. You got to put it down there and acknowledge what the behavior is. If you really want to save your financial future and have it reflecting positively in the household. And I got to tell you, it's a great feeling. Household life gets a lot easier when you're not stressed about this shit, guys. In fact, you hold your head up high. It makes you want to clean it because you have the energy. You don't feel as defeated. I pray and I wish that you are going to tell me, hey, this is exactly what you were talking about. I get it. It feels so much better. I wouldn't steer you down the wrong direction. I promise this is the way you're going to be out of that type of funk on your own, with nobody lending you money, with everything being done for yourself by yourself. And if you're doing this kind of stuff and you have to ask for money, well, now you know why you're asking for it and how important it is to get it. And that, to the other person, let's just say that's me, it makes me feel so much better about contributing because I know exactly where it's going and how it's helping. And then after that, it's cruise control. I don't even have to really, I kind of update these myself on my own, but it's not like I'm really like looking at it every single day because, again, this is just kind of like it's not something that you should be obsessing over, but it's just like a beacon, you know, it's kind of like a lighthouse off in the distance there, kind of letting you know where you're at. And that's safe. You don't want to hit the rocks and sink. And it's very easy to do that with finances, especially right now, especially when you're young and you have kids and your efforts are elsewhere, right? You're too busy being the professional. You're too busy being the dad. You're too busy being the mom. You're too busy being the brother. You're too busy being all these things that you shouldn't have to worry about this stuff. But finances never forget. So this is the best way that I know that I can worry about it without worrying about it. It just takes a little bit of investment to start out. And that's why I made this sheet for us, because this really puts it in a way that you can see it. And it makes you feel better about contributing to this process. And you'll see the light. You'll see the difference. And you're going to want to keep doing this month after month after month. You'll see these numbers gaining to the point where, you know, you start typing in like, I don't know, Disney trip. Whoa, hey, look at that. Now we're saving for Disney every month. We're saving $100 because we can. Because we can. College funds, whatever you want. That's the goal of this. Mine had a ranchero here a few months ago, right? Now it has ranchero parts. These are goals. These are dreams of mine, and I make them into reality in real life. In real life. This is where the rubber meets the road with finances. It takes money to go around, right? To live in a society and do all this other shit, you know, to have power and connections to internet. We need this stuff. So anyway, guys, let me know. I'll share the links with you. And if you have any other questions or concerns, let me know. I'm here for you.